All right, let's just dive right in. If you've spent any time at all online, you've seen this debate pop up again and again. Every time there's a new surveillance camera on the street or some controversial new policy or another way of fake news, the comparison is, well, it's inevitable. It's this big question that honestly seems to get more relevant every single year. Are we living in George Orwell's 1984 or Aldous Huxley's Brave New World?
You know, you've seen comments exactly like this one. 1984 has pretty much become the internet's go-to shorthand for any future we're scared of. It's the ultimate cliché for government overreach, for censorship, for surveillance. But is it actually the most accurate one?
And that really gets to the heart of what we're exploring here. We are so quick to bring up Orwell's vision, the boot stamping on a human face forever. But what if there's another, maybe more subtle dystopia that's an even better fit for our world today? Let's break down these two competing visions.
The author Neil Postman just framed this debate perfectly. As you can see here, the real difference is how we're controlled. Orwell was afraid of control from the outside, an oppressive state that rules through pain and restriction. Huxley, though, he feared control from the inside, a society that willingly gives up its freedom for pleasure. To put it really simply, one feared that what we hate will ruin us, the other feared that what we love will ruin us.
So let's start with the one we all know, right? Orwell's world. In this vision, control is overt, it's brutal, and it is absolutely impossible to ignore. It's a world of pure external oppression.
In 1984, the party stays in power using a very specific set of tools. You've got the telescreens, always watching, making sure nobody is ever really alone. You have the constant rewriting of history over at the Ministry of Truth. And then you have the policing of the mind itself, with concepts like thought crime. But, maybe the most insidious tool of all is the manipulation of language itself.
Newspeak is just a perfect example of this kind of control. It's not just about simplifying words, it's about completely eliminating the concepts behind them. Like a character in the book explains, the whole goal is to narrow the range of thought. I mean, how can you even have a revolution if you no longer have the words for things like rebellion or freedom? Orwell saw that if you control the language, you ultimately control thought.
Okay, so now let's flip the script and turn to Huxley's world, which is controlled in a totally different way. See, in Brave New World, the state doesn't need to force people to comply with pain. It gets total control by engineering a society that actually craves its own servitude. It offers everyone stability and happiness, but the price tag is truth, beauty, and freedom.
And the ultimate tool in Huxley's world? It's called Soma. It's this perfect drug, no side effects, and it offers an instant vacation from reality. Feeling anxious, sad, starting to question the system, just take some Soma and poof, all your troubles just melt away into this blissful haze. It's the perfect pacifier for an entire population.
This little exchange from a Reddit discussion just hits the nail on the head. Our Soma isn't a pill. It's the device in our hands. That endless scroll, the constant notifications, the dopamine hits from likes and shares, it's a digital pacifier that keeps us entertained, distracted, and, blissfully unaware of more complex or uncomfortable realities.
Okay, so we've got these two really powerful and very different visions of the future. So let's see how they actually stack up against the world we're living in right now.
I mean, you don't have to look very far to find some Orwellian parallels, do you? The whole concept of fake news and the constant battle over historical truth feels like it was ripped straight out of the Ministry of Truth. Revelations about mass government surveillance programs, that definitely has a telescreen vibe. And as one source pointed out, the rise of AI that can write for us, well, that poses a new threat, a technology that could literally erode our ability to think for ourselves.
And get this, the term Orwellian isn't just for online arguments. It is so powerful that it's used all the time in actual UK parliamentary debates. You can see from this data, it's basically a political weapon used across the entire spectrum, mostly by the opposition Labour Party, yeah, but also by the ruling Conservatives, to frame their opponents' policies as a step toward, totalitarianism.
But then you've got the other side of the coin. Think about Huxley's big fear, that we wouldn't be deprived of information, but that we'd be drowned in it. Does that sound familiar at all? We're not censored into silence, we're distracted into it. We are, as Neil Postman so brilliantly titled his book, amusing ourselves to death, voluntarily trading deep engagement for trivial entertainment.
So we've kind of set up this binary choice, Orwell or Huxley. But maybe, just maybe, that's the wrong way to look at it.
As one commenter wisely asks, why can't it be both? And that's a fantastic point, right? Real life is messy. It's complicated, It's totally possible that we're experiencing Orwellian methods of surveillance and information control while at the very same time we're being pacified by Huxleyan distractions. We're being watched, but we're too busy watching our screens to really care.
So, what's the real, enduring value of these novels then? It's not about finding a perfect one-to-one match with our world.
The purpose of these stories was never to be a crystal ball, offering some perfect prediction of the future. It's much better to think of them as lenses. They're tools, and they're designed to get us to think critically about the present, to help us spot troubling trends before they become our unchangeable reality.
So maybe the next time we see something troubling, instead of just shouting, "This is literally 1984, we could ask a better set of questions. In what ways is this like Orwell? In what ways is it like Huxley? And most importantly, what does that combination tell us about the unique challenges that we are facing right now? Because that is where the real conversation begins.